Hello, hello, and welcome to my stamp studio. Oh my goodness, it's been a day. I'm like completely exhausted. My brain is kind of like scattered everywhere today. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I am, like I said, extremely exhausted. I don't know why. But I just can't seem to focus either. I made a big mess on my desk and really bummed that I didn't have a chance to clean it before I came live. So I'm just kind of scraping off some of the adhesive I got on my desk. I need to clean that. It's just a mess. Okay, so on that note, I'm grabbing my silicone mat. Okay, so tonight is our Festive Friends class. Whoop, whoop. It's a cute, adorable little set, and it's great for things other than Christmas cards. Just saying. So I am doing one Christmas card, and the other ones, they can be used for anything, really. And I'm also combining it with the Snowflake Kisses, which I gotta tell you, this is by far one of my more favorite sentiment sets for the winter. It's not necessarily even holiday. Okay, it's really winter. And I've paired this with the Stay Warm, that little sweater set. And now I'm pairing it with Festive Friends. It is an amazing, amazing stamp set. I encourage you all to get this one. It's a great sentiment set. But further ado, we're going to get our camera flipped down. I just dropped all the pieces for this card. So I guess on this card, I'm going to be starting from scratch because I don't know what happened. So anyways, you can get this card kit tonight for free when you place a $30 order in my online store. The card kit contains all the supplies you need to make 6 cards. You will need your own stamps, inks, adhesive. I don't supply any of that. But I do all the die cutting that is not part of the Festive Friends bundle for you. So you'll see quite a few different dies. We're going to be also using the new embossing folder. And I had it, and make sure I have it because I wanted to show you how awesome this is. It's kind of hard to see, but all these circles and dots, yeah. It is so cool, especially with these cards. I'm really excited how these cards turned out. I had a lot of fun making them. And yeah, you're going to get all the bits and pieces to make your things. Now, I've already die cut a lot of my things, just so I didn't have to do it during the video. It just makes it a little bit shorter of a class. Instead of being here for 2 hours, let's cross our fingers for 1. All right, I'm going to flip my camera down and we're going to get started. And I just need to make sure I'm seeing my feed because somehow my Facebook page got switched over. So give me a moment. I'm going to flip down my camera. Close your eyes. If you get dizzy, I'll let you know when to open them. Not quite ready. I'm just adjusting a little bit here. Okay, you can open your eyes. Now I have a little bit of a glare from some of my lights. Let's see if I just turn over my overhead light. If I turn this off, I'm afraid it's going to be too dark. So let me just see how it's going to look. Hi, Amy. How are you? Let's see. There I am. And I was away all afternoon, so I wasn't able to schedule my event like I normally do on Facebook. So I'm glad you're all finding me. Say hello. And Amy, could you do me a really big favor and share the link to the live on our VIP group? That would be amazing if you could do that for me. Yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. Let me see about turning on one more light. That really didn't make a big difference, but it's really dark in my room, except for right here. Oh, and this light's kind of right in my eyeballs. I'm going to adjust that a little bit. All right, so that's my ring light that you see. Sorry. No way to get around that one. What's the other light glare that I'm seeing? This one? This one? I don't know what other glare is going right here. It's got to be this one. No, I don't know. I don't know which one it is. Okay, well, we're just going to deal with it. Okay, let's get started on our first card. So this is our first card that we're going to be making. I did say that we're going to be doing one Santa set, one Christmas card. So this is our Christmas card. The embellishments that I'm using, and I'm going to use these on all 3 cards tonight, is the faceted snowflakes. So you've got your white, your peacock, and your cherry cobbler. That's going to be our featured embellishment. I am also, in your kit, you're going to get 1/2 piece of basic white cardstock. This is what you're going to do your stamping on. All right. And this one here, where did my other piece go? I'm missing one piece, and I just need to get that piece because that will be included. I want to make sure I'm showing you everything that's included with your kit here. Oh, fell on the floor. Okay. All right. So we have a piece of thick basic white cardstock. And then I have a piece of basic white. Now, I will emboss this for you. Your kit will have this all embossed. All right. You're going to have a die cut, actually a piece of designer series paper. You're going to be die cutting this from our little Festive Friends dies. Let me just kind of put these back in place here so you can check out all the fun dies. So we've got the snowman, the elf, the Santa, some snowflakes. We've got a large tag here. So of your designer series paper, that's the tag that you'll cut. Now, if you don't have this stamp set or this set of dies, use something that you have in your room. All right. I'm sure you have quite a few things. There is a tree here. So I'll be using that tree. I just need to put my bits and pieces back where they belong here. I think I got all of them. Well, if I don't, I'll find out as I go. All right. I'll just get this one put up here. Here, it'll fit right here, much better. Okay, let's see. This one has 12 dies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I got them all there. All right. So on this one, you will also get a chunk of, now mine's already die cut because like I said, I've been doing my die cutting. You're going to get a piece of lemon lime twist and a piece of granny apple green. And you also get your strip of basic white. Now where did that go? Again, this is the kit I dropped on the floor. So I've got to kind of look around for all my little pieces because like I said, they fell. All right. You get a little strip of white here. That's going to be for your sentiment. And then you're going to have a circle. That's not the right circle. Okay, we'll cut another one. You're going to get this circle here. So let me just cut a piece. I feel bad not having that there. All right, where's my scraps here? Again, I apologize. Like I said, I'm just a little out of it tonight. Let's see the comments here. So hello, Amy. Hello, Beth. Hello, Amy. Thank you all for joining tonight. Yeah. All right, come on. I just need a piece of white that will fit this circle. That's not going to work. All right. I guess I'll go grab that piece. All right. We're going to do a quick die cut, and then I'll finish showing you what's all in your kit. At least for this card. All right. The other one should be all together. Like I said, I had to run out in the middle of the afternoon to go do something, and when I grabbed something off my desk, yeah, everything fell. And I thought I put it all back on here, but I think I dumped this one back off. So, you know, it happens. You know what happens. Okay. I think I'm better now. I'm just going to move this out of the way because I am going to use that again so I can show you how amazing this folder is. All right. So let's get our pieces again, just so I can be a little more organized. Okay. Thick basic white. Then we have a piece of basic white. We're going to be embossing that. You'll have a piece of designer series paper that you will need to cut out a tag. You will have a die cut circle from Stylish Shapes. I'll do that for you. You'll have a strip of white to do your sentiment on. You'll be trimming that down. And then you're going to have 2 small pieces to do. I apologize. I forgot to turn it off too. Oh, please, I gotta move my camera now. All right. I don't know who would be calling during my live, but all right, you're gonna get 2 small pieces so you can do two sets of trees out of. So put that aside. I will be showing you that because I don't think I have those pieces die cut. So, and then our stamp set. So I have a bunch of things in here that I've already die cut. Okay, I've taken those out. I've done some of my coloring ahead of time. Oh, I didn't do those. So good. I can show you those too. All right. Okay, so we're going to get assembling our stuff here. We'll stamp in just a minute. I just want to get all the pieces die cut so you can see everything that you're going to be doing. So let's move this off to the side. We're going to grab this paper here. And again, I'm going to do this piece for you, but I just wanted to show you how fun this is. Now, I'm going to put my circles so they're a little bit higher on my card. All right, so I'm going to slide this down even a little bit more. All right, I kind of want that design up on top. So we're going to run this through our cut and emboss machine. And I need to have our base plate, which is our number 1. All right, so that's our number 1 plate. Then we have our folder and our paper. Now this is a thick 3D embossing folder, so you don't need all the other cutting plates. You just need your number 4 then. So 1 paper, embossing folder, and plate 4. All right. All right. And then I'm going to show you later on a piece of Poppy Parade as well, so you can see what it looks like. Because that one, I do want to show you a little technique that I'm doing. All right. So again, this will be done for you. So we have this. Die cut your tag. All right. You'll have this piece. We're going to go ahead and die cut our trees. Now, these dies in this coordinating set here. I can't find my words. Oh my gosh. So these dies coordinate with our stamp set. All of these will fit in the mini emboss machine. I'm not going to pull that one in only for the fact that it's just, I have the big one out. So I'm going to be using the big one during today. And I'm going to need this tree and this tree. Oh, here, this was a smaller piece I was using. Your piece is going to be about this big. All right, you're going to cut one of each tree out of the garden green, not garden green, granny apple green and lemon lime twist. So you can see you're going to have about a piece somewhere in this size, so that you can make 2 cards. All right. And on this one, I will need my other cutting plate. So I've got my base 1. I've got my little shim, which is my number 2. I can get it in there if I can see. And then I've got 2 cutting plates. All right, so let's grab our granny apple green here. And one tip I have about the tree is I would suggest using the self-adhesive sheets. All right, I'm going to show you this with the other one. We're going to wing it on this one. All right, so I'm just going to run this through real quick. And I'll show you why you want to have those. All right, so there's one. So you're going to do it once. You'll move those dies off, and then you're going to take your other color and do it one more time. You'll be mixing and matching your trees. So I'm just going to throw that right there. That won't fit. All right. So anyways, you'll have a large enough piece for your trees. Don't worry. I always make sure there's enough. All right. Yeah, it's not that I'm tired of making Christmas cards. I wanted a little break. But I do like making winter cards because I love to show how you can use your Christmas sets to make just plain winter cards. All you really have to do is switch out your sentiment. I mean, okay, with the Santa, that doesn't quite work, but you know. And I'm just popping out these pieces here. So again, your card kit will contain the supplies that you need to make 2 cards. So we're putting those 2 together and these 2 together. All right. Okay, let's see. Let's do some stamping. And I'm going to do pretty much 2 of all the different little creatures here. So I'm going to do all of my stamping of my little creatures right away. My feature creatures. All right. So actually for the snowman, you'll need 4. You're going to actually get another piece of white for that card. All right. So let's see if I can fit it all in this. I'm going to just turn them different directions so I know that my dies will fit on there better. Okay, 1, 2. Let's clean this right away. Like I said, I'm going to stamp them all right away, and I'll just color the ones as we need them. So you'll do 2 Santas. Now the Santas are a little taller, so you just gotta be careful you don't stamp into your other images. All right. I'm just using my little chamois off to the side. That's what you hear squeaking away. And then we have our little elf. I also decided tonight that I didn't want to use traditional Christmas colors. So if you decide to make these cards as Christmas cards, you can. But again, I am not doing them in traditional colors. This first one is. The other ones will not be. And really, it's really not. I mean, you know, you do the, you know, red and garden green or cherry cobbler and spruce. I'm going to do 2 more. And again, I'm just turning them different directions just so I can fit them all on this piece here. There we go. All right. Ta-da! And that was using our black Memento ink because we are going to be coloring with our blends. Okay. And let's see, I got my 2 trees, I got my tag, I've got my base, I got this. Oh, I need to stamp my sentiment, and then I'll go ahead and start coloring. All right. I'm just going to stamp my sentiment in black, and I'm going to do Santa's Coming to Town because we're making a Santa card, right? You know, even adults believe in Santa, just saying. To me, Santa is just the, how do I explain it? It's the goodness, it's the good that comes out during the season, is what I want to say. To me, that's what Santa is. And for those of you that don't believe in Santa, you will get underwear for Christmas. Just saying. It happens. Ask my sons. They know all about that. The one year they decided not to believe, Santa brought my son about 6 boxes of boxers. They came in all different size boxes. All right, I'm going to trim this down in a little bit. I didn't really cut it straight. Maybe I'll try and make that a little straighter. Again, I am just really tired tonight, so I tend not to cut straight when I'm tired. And sometimes I don't even make sense. So if I'm telling you a story that seems really weird, it's not. It's just because I'm not able to use my words. And I'll forget what I was telling you about. Oh, so I was telling you about the boxers. So yeah, his brother got all sorts of toys because his brother still believes in Santa. And my older son got boxers. Okay, I am doing my coloring now. You know what, we could actually assemble the base just so I don't have pieces all over while I'm coloring. So I'm going to take my embossed piece here, and I'm trying to also go in the same way that I do a tutorial. So all of my card kits, when you get these, will have a tutorial with it. I do load up this video, especially now that Facebook drops them off after 30 days. So this video will be uploaded to YouTube. And I will have, and on your kit, you get a little plastic bag where everything is in. I do put a little sticker on there telling you the link to the YouTube video, so you can go back and watch it. All right. All right. So I'm just giving this a good press because it's got all these big bubbles and stuff. So I want to make sure my glue is really sticking. And I have to tell you, because this is really bothering me. This is not dirt under my nail. My nails are clean. This is dye. It's been there for about over a week now. I can't get it out. So yeah, my fingers are clean. It's just, there's just that dye there. Okay. I know, sorry. I didn't mean to talk about my hygiene. Told you, I'm tired. Let's go ahead and put this on. And again, I'm using my liquid glue to do this. Now, if you were at home and you were just using your own supplies and didn't order the kit, use a piece of Pool Party. Okay, stamp it with some sort of pattern. You can stamp it with Versamark, just so it has a watermark, or you can emboss it with some snowflakes. I did not do any embossing tonight. I don't know. This set of card kind of took on its own kind of beastie nature as I was doing it. All right, so then we have our circle here. I'm going to go ahead. I don't know why I keep capping my glue and putting it away, but we're going to use this. This is just, I don't know, really a little background. There's nothing on it. We're not going to be stamping on that. And I'm putting it pretty low here on my tag. Again, just rubbing that down. What you can do is, turn it upside down and give it a press. You just want to make sure that glue grabs something. All right, let's go ahead and let's grab our trees. So now we had cut 4 different trees out, right? You're going to grab one of each color. So I'm just going to grab these 2 right here. I'm going to put my large tree off to the side and my smaller tree right over here. They're going to overlap just a little bit. So I'm going to first do this one. Now, this little stem tends to pop out. So that's where, if you have that adhesive sheet in there, it stays in. But you can always pop it back in. You can put a little bit of adhesive behind here to hold it in place. Because mine didn't pop out, I'm going to just be able to use my liquid glue here. And I'm just kind of spreading it out so it catches some of that. Right. And we'll take this. I'm going to put this on the edge here, like that. Give it a minute to stick. Not a minute, a couple of seconds. Then we're going to take this one. And this is the Lemon Lime Twist. I just saw it, like I said, a little bit of different colors. I mean, Santa suits are always red, right? So couldn't really go different on that one. Okay. And we'll put these off. This would be for your second card, so you can move that off to the side. All right, let's go ahead and color our Santa in first. So I'm going to color, let's see, I did 2 Santas. We're going to do these over here. I've got my blends. So I want my real red. Make sure I got a dark and a light here. Okay, dark and light. I need my... Here's another real red light. My black. So my dark basic black. And then I need my light. I'm going to use Smoky Slate here. Okay. All right. Well, since I grabbed that one, we're going to do light gray granite because that's what I had pulled out. And I've got my peach pie, my dark peach. Oh, I don't need that for this card. And then I pulled in some different skin tone blends. All right. So you choose whatever skin tone that you want. I am going to do one of each here. So I've got my, let's see, my SU200, which is a darker brown. I'm going to go a little bit lighter this time, I think. Let me just see what this one looks like. Yeah, I'm going to go with this lighter one. I'll show you what the darker one looks like in a minute. So this is SU300. They come in pairs. So SU100, SU200, SU300, 400. So it's a set of 2. Then I'm going to use, which one did I use? I didn't like how ivory looked, so I'm using my, I think I used my SU 700 here. Yeah, that's my 700. Okay. And I think I've got all the colors I need. So we're going to just move these off to the side. If I need another color, I'll pull it out. So let's go ahead and start with, I'm going to start with my real red. And I'm going to take my dark real red here. And we are just going to start coloring our hat. So you can hear me coloring a little bit. All right, so I'm not coloring the whole thing. I'm just coloring part of it because I am going to use my blends to pull some of that color in. So then over on this side, got my red. Put my red over here. I'm going to do this right around here a little bit. Just like that. Let's get this guy going. There we go. Okay. I can add a little bit right here. All right. Now I'm going to take my light. And I'm just going to pull, I'm going to go into circular motion. I'm going to pull my dark color onto the white that I haven't colored yet. That way your dark and your light will blend together and you won't have such a sharp contrast. So you do want to make sure you're pulling your light color into your dark, or your dark color out with your light. You know, however you want to word that. Outside in, inside out. I'm telling you, it's one of those days. I feel like I haven't slept in about 5 days. And actually, I don't think I have. I may have slept for a couple hours, but I don't know why I'm awake. Like, I'll be really tired about this time, and I'm like, oh, I should just go to bed early. And then I start doing stuff around the house. Like, oh, I gotta get this done. And then I'm like, okay, it's now midnight, and I'm wide awake. All right, so I'm going to take my black now. Oh, I forgot his sleeve. All right. And I'm going to come with my black, and I'm going to do his little boots here. I'm doing the coloring right now with you to show you how I blended it. I have colored all of these already and die cut them. I'm going to make his little hands, his little middies black. Okay. And when I'm doing these, I'm going to show you a couple little different things that you can do to make your die cut images pop out a little bit. You don't have to do it. On my original cards, I did not. So in the tutorial, it doesn't say to do it. It's just little extras. All right, so we got that colored. Now let's go ahead and bring in our skin tone here. So I'm going to start with, like I said, the first one is SU 700. So we'll do this guy. Now it looks pretty, like a really orangey kind of color. It'll lighten up a little bit. Get a little nose. I was going to try to make little gnomes out of these guys, out of the little elf. It didn't work. Because I thought that little tree could be used as a beard. It didn't work. All right, so I got that one. I'm going to also bring in a little bit of my Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to be using these colors pretty much throughout the whole time here. And this is light, right? Okay. I'm putting little rosy cheeks here. All right, now I'm going to take my SU 300 and we're going to color this guy in. So again, you make your Santa whatever skin tone you want. This is actually relaxing me. Maybe that's not a good thing. All right, so I got that. Now, if I try to put the Flirty Flamingo on here. I'll show you. It doesn't really show up. It does a little bit. It kind of lightens that skin tone. Now I'm going to take my gray granite and I am just going to add a little bit of color right around some like a little shadowing here, right around the edges of the beard and the mustache. It just kind of breaks the color between the skin tone and the hat there. So do it up here a little bit. Oops, you got a little too much on that one. If you get a little too much, pull out your color lifter and you can lift some of that color up. It doesn't erase it, it just lifts by adding a little bit more of the alcohol that this is blended with. All right. Okay. Alrighty. It just gives him a little bit more distinctive coloring. So I just want to wait and see that I can see that on the camera. There we go. Right? Okay. So we'll die cut those out. By the magic of TV, I already have my little guy die cut. So you can see the difference in the two colors here. I kind of like this lighter one a little bit better. It just shows off the coloring a little bit better. All right, so I take our little guy here. And again, so here, there's my first one. And I probably had that over a little bit too far. That's all right. We'll just put him here. And because I have him over so far, I think I'm going to put my little tag over here. This is what's in the tutorial. Again, a little tired, so I'm not laying things out quite properly. Well, it's not that it's not proper. It's just where I originally planned. I'm not intending to go rogue tonight, just so you know. I really was intending to follow my guides, but it doesn't always work out. All right. So I do Santa's coming to town. I'm just going to overlap a little bit here and here. We'll put some dimensionals on the back of our little Santa. You know, I always tell myself, oh, those are so cutesy. I'm not going to get that stamp set. You know what? And I almost always do. You know why? Because I have a snowman with it. And the snowman, I think, is so darn cute. Even the elf is really cute. So wait till you see the way I colored him. So we're going to just do that. Okay, let's add our embellishment on. I don't know where my take a pick tool went, so we'll just grab our snips. And I'm just going to use the cherry cobbler ones here. Now there are two different sizes. When I first was doing my card, I didn't realize there was two different sizes on here. So pick and choose what you want to use. You know, this is yours. You make it how you want. So I'm just going to grab that one. All right. So that is card one. So two different little Santas. Make them how you want. All right. Put those right here. Okay, card number 2. That was actually my card number 2. I got my cards out of order. All right. Look at how cute this one is. Now we're stepping up things a little bit by sanding off our paper here. But our normal cardstock, our solid core cardstock is solid core. So when you like rip it, it's still the same color through and through. We have what's called two-tone 12 by 12 paper. It's much lighter than our cardstock. It is more like a designer paper. But on one side is the true color. So this is Flirty Flamingo. So that dark side is like your true color. And then the other side is a shade lighter. So it's in most of the colors. Again, it's 12 by 12. But you know what? Just grab it and cut it. So you're going to have in your kit here, you're going to have a piece of basic white thick. You have a piece of Summer Splash. Again, non-traditional winter colors, and then a piece of this Flirty Flamingo. So now on this one, I just actually ran this through that embossing folder I showed you earlier, and you can kind of see some of the white, but we're going to step it up even more. I am just going to take my nail buffer. And I'm going to go my even outside here. And I'm just going to take this and rub it. Now you have to be careful because this is thinner cardstock. All right, it's not really cardstock. It's thin. So just make sure you're holding your paper so you don't end up tearing it. And you got to give a little bit of oomph to it unless you have a heavier sanding block or sandpaper. I don't know where my other sanding block is, so I just went ahead and went into my nail drawer and said, oh yeah, I can use that one. That'll work just fine. I mean, you get them at the dollar store. They work fine. After a while, that gets discolored from the color that you're pulling off, especially if you're using dark. So I'm like, eh. Now, if you go back and forth, you run the risk of really kind of tearing that paper and bending it up. So I'm just really turning it, but I'm going in one direction all the time. All right. See, I tore that paper a little bit too much. So you just got to be careful with it. All right. I think that's going to be good enough for now. I'm going to go ahead and put this on my summer splash here. Didn't think you could use your summer colors during the winter, hey? I am a very seasonal person. So by that, I mean, I tend to use colors that are the same as a season. So like I use Regals right now. That's kind of what I usually use. But this is all brights. I'm even that way with my candles. Is anyone else? So like I won't burn a citrusy smelling candle right now at this time of year. I'm going to burn something that's a cedar or an apple or a pumpkin or, you know, some fall kind of card. All right, so now I have my thick basic white, and I'm just going to adhere this on my basic white. So I'm just going to grab my seal here. Now, if you wanted, you could take ribbon and step it up a little bit. We're not doing the stepping up tonight. I do have a label here. This will be die cut for you. This is from our traditional label dies. That is another go-to label set. But that is definitely more holiday related, but I love the dies that come with it. So there are a whole bunch of different dies. Make sure you join us next week for our October Christmas craft along. You'll see a bunch of the different dies and how they're going to be used. So we use quite a few of these in our class. All right, I'm going to take my Summer Splash stamp pad, I think. Oh, here it is. It's over on the other side. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment from our Snowflake Kisses. Winter is warmer when we're together. So let's go ahead and, where is my winter is warmer when we're together? You could do it in black. You could do it in Flirty Flamingo. I really liked how it looked with Summer Splash. You could even do it in Peacock, which I think would be really cool. Let me get the Peacock out and I'll show you the difference. I was trying not to pull in too many different colors for you for this class. So I'm just going to flip this one over and you can just check out what it's going to look like. Okay, so if we wanted to go with the Peacock, it's going to stand out a little bit more. But I am going to stick with my Summer Splash. Again, I am staying with my pre-planned program. And I do want to clean that stamp because I don't want to get it over everything. And I put it on my silicone mat, so now I got to clean that because I'm going to be using that later. All right. Okie dokie. So now we need to bring in our snowman. Let's go ahead and cover that. And different sets of colors this time. So I've got my peach pie. I have got my Flirty Flamingo. And I've got my Summer Splash. So these are the colors I'm using. I'm not going to use any of these other colors. So let's get coloring our little snowman here. All right. We'll take our peach pie for our nose. Didn't have any black on it. When you're coloring with the lighter blends, make sure your Memento ink is dry before you start coloring, because you're going to find sometimes you can get that black on your blend. Okay. On these, I'm just going to color 2 of them, okay? But you'll be doing all 4. I'm going to kind of alternate my hats a little bit. So on this one here, I'm going to do, let's do this one right here. I'm going to do this bottom of my hat in dark Flirty Flamingo. And then I'm going to come over here. So I'm skipping kind of a row. Now on my other one, let's just turn directions. Since that was Flirty Flamingo in the first one, I want this one to be Flirty Flamingo. So I'm just alternating my hat so my little guy looks a little different. All right. And then on this one, I am going to be coloring my little, whatever color is in this row here is what I'm going to color my scarf with. So again, I'm using the dark for right now. And I'll come back in with my light. Again, I'm going to go in circular motion so I can pull that dark in so there's not such a sharp contrast that kind of blends together. Hence the name Blending Pens. All right. Same with this one. I'm going to start with my light, or my dark, and pull it through. All right. Same here. Start in the dark and then pull it through. Now you could actually, start with your light and then add your dark. Totally up to you. I found that with my lights, the lighter colors, I tend to like to do this. All right, so now we're going to start with our dark summer splash. You can use the brush end if you like. I found it a little more challenging. So I'm going to go ahead and do my chisel side here and over here. And then again, I'm going to come along right here. And this one, we'll go ahead and it doesn't have to be completely filled in perfectly because you're going to come through with your light and then pull all that in. So let's go ahead and I like to pull that through and then end up with the light. Okay, this we're going to pull it through and end up with, this seems like it's dark. I think it's just the lighting in here tonight. Okay. All right. Are you guys still with me? I don't know why it, like my video is still going, but I don't see any comments coming through. So if you're commenting and I'm not responding, I apologize. I'm just not seeing it come through. Let's see if I refresh my screen. Yeah, so now I'm seeing more comments. It is a cute stamp set, isn't it? I think it's adorable. All right, so then we're going to die cut out those as well. So by the magic of TV, ta-da, I have them already die cut out. So now we're just going to assemble our card. So when I did this one, again, I didn't center my circles in the middle. I kind of put it towards the top of my card. And now we're going to put one. You decide which one you want in front, which one you want in back. My original card, I colored them the same way. And I was like, oh, I want to change them up a little bit. So that was intentional. That was an intentional rogueness. All right, let's go ahead and grab our dimensionals here. And when I'm doing my dimensionals here, I'm going to stagger these a little bit. There we go. All right. Now you can either add your sentiment first or your snowman first. Doesn't matter. Just kind of figure out where you want them to be. I don't want the one coloring over. We're gonna go this way. Otherwise I get my little stick arms and the eyeball. Yeah. So we're just gonna go this way and this way. I just thought with this stamp set, it says winter is warmer when we're together. That's why I wanted to put 2 of them on there. All right, we're going to put dimensionals on both of these. So this one that goes in the back, I'm making sure I'm not going to get too far over with my dimensionals because this one's going to overlap it a little bit. Actually, I could actually do that there. This is the one we'll kind of chill back with our dimensionals a little bit. All right, just get our backings off here. Let's see, how are we doing on time? Not bad, not bad. We have one more card to go. But these cards are, you know, easy. They're reproducible. And the best part is when I send you the card kit, you don't even have to do most of the prep work. It's already done for you. All right, so I'm going to have the one's hat kind of over my tag a little bit. And then this one I'll put right here. I'm going to bring back in my stars. Now you can use white. I'm going to use peacock. I kind of think the peacock goes kind of cute with that. And where did my scissors go? So you're just going to randomly place these around. So I think we'll put a large one down here. And I'll put a smaller one up here. And another one right here. All right. Okay, so that is our card number 2. In the tutorial, this is actually the first card. So the snowman's the first card, the Santa is the second card, and then we're going to do the elves. So we're using every little every little critter here in our Festive Friends. The only thing I didn't stamp was the tree, and I did use, oh no, I didn't use a snowflake on this one. So all right, do you want to see the card or do you want me to just make it? I'm going to show you the card because it's really cute. Okay, again, you're going to get supplies to make 2. So what I've done here with this little one is I really didn't want to make it a holiday card. Yes, he's in green, but you know what? He could be a little hunter guy. So anyways, anywho, I decided to change my sentiment up. And this is in the Snowflake Kisses. You're one of a kind. And so that's how I did it. So I'm going to show you the way I did this embossing. Now, I will do this for you. This piece will be done. Just because if you don't have the embossing folder, it's going to be kind of hard for you to do. So you have a piece of basic white. You have a piece of Poppy Parade. You have a piece of Lemon Lime Twist. I am going to do that tag for you. Normally, I won't if it's part of a bundle, but because I'm going to be embossing these 2 together, I will. And then you have a piece of shaded spruce. Your shaded spruce is going to be for your trees. And then you have your little tag. All right, so as you can see, I've cut out a bunch of trees already. But I have myself the adhesive sheet behind here so that I can easily put these on. Because we're going to be popping out the little branches here. Now these, I don't think I had adhesive on. Yeah, because when I first did this, I was like, oh, yeah, let's put this in the back. I'm like, oh, okay, I need adhesive on there. So I will cut out a couple of them. All right, so this one and this one have my adhesive. If you want to change up your colors, you can. So we're gonna die cut a couple more. I need at least 3. All right. Let's start with our embossing here. So we're going to pull in that embossing folder again. And our big shot. All right. Okay. All right, there's our base. Now, let me show you how I layered this. I'm going to actually get this out of the way and then I'll show you. All right, so I have my Stampin' Up logo here facing up. I'm going to open this up. This fits a normal 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of paper. So on this, I know that my little design is going sideways. So I'm just going to kind of take a look at where I want that. I'm kind of off centering. Oh, maybe I'll center it. And I'm going to put these two together. I could actually just adhere them together right away. Not a bad idea. So let's go ahead and just do that. I'm not going to get too close to the edges because I don't want this to ooze out into my embossing folder. So I'm just putting a thin layer there. You could use your seal. It'll work just as well. And I'm not centering my tag here. I'm putting it a little bit above. Now you will have to adhere yours together. I'm not going to do that for you. All right. But all you have to do is kind of like slide and lock. All right, so there we go. I'm just going to run that through real quick. You can see how your design is going to be. So if you wanted to move it, you can. So if I want that circle to really be in the middle, I can do that. You can change directions. You can do it however you darn well please. When I do it, I'm probably not going to be paying attention. I'm just going to be putting it through for you. So there's not going to be rhyme or reason to it. And I'll just go ahead and put this in hinge side first, put on my plate floor. All right. Now when you get yours, because yours will be two pieces that you need to glue together, this you can just slide into place. So just, you know, if this is loose, just slide, put it on there and just slide it into place. It will slide, it will match up those dots, so everything will slide together. All right, let's get this adhered to our front of our thick white. And again, when I do this, I want to make sure that I'm getting in some of those pockets there. It is actually a very deep, so you can kind of see how deep that is. So just make sure you have enough adhesive on. This is not a time to skimp on your adhesive, just saying. So even though it looks like I'm putting a ton on, I'm not putting a ton on. Right. And we're going to adhere it right to our card front. Like so. You can press it down. All right. And I'm just going to put this off to this. Oh, actually, I can't put it off to the side. Yes, I can, because we're going to do some die cutting. So I'm going to grab that piece that I had earlier that has my... Okay, I thought I was going to grab the piece earlier. Oh, yeah, here it is. All right. All right. If you haven't used this before, you know what? I'm going to take the time to show you how it's used. Let me just grab a piece here. All right. So I've just got this strip here. I'm just going to use this strip. Normally what I'll do is I'll grab my cardstock here and I will peel off this top layer. I'm just going to get going here. Normally I can start from the corner and get it. There we go. Okay. So you're going to lift off that top. All right. Then you're going to just put your cardstock on there. Like so. All right. And then I just trim it off. And if I know I'm going to be using this color again, I'll probably do a larger section of it when I do it. Now this way you have your adhesive sheet on the back. So let's go ahead, let's cut a couple of those out. What did I just do with my plates? Alright. Let's get our sandwich there done right. And let's pull our tree. Uh-oh, where'd my tree go? I had it in there. Did I already take it out? Okay, people, what happened to my tree? It's not on my little tray here. It's not there. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. I see it. It is on my tray. It was hiding. It did not want to come out and play. All right. So I'm just going to just do a couple of these. And when I'm die cutting, again, I probably have said this a million times, so if you heard it, just ignore it. I like to die cut extra. That way, I can actually just take a clear little envelope and put those in, and I put it with my kit. So I'll show you that in just a moment. So now when I'm popping this out, I'm popping it through those little holes, but as well as like kind of on the top. That way I can pull this whole thing out and it will still have the middle there if I wanted to keep the middle with it. And I like to run it through twice when I have that adhesive on. I feel it has a much better and cleaner cut. And one more. Alrighty. So you want to do three trees for each of your cards. So you can see on this, I've gotten quite a few trees out of it. All right. All right. So on this one, I am going to start with the top and kind of poke that through. And then if it gets stuck, then I'll use my little pokey end here to go through those holes. But that one didn't get stuck. So let's bring these in. I'm not going to use that one. Oh, wait. Is this one with the adhesive? Yes, it is. These two do not have, so I'm just going to throw those away. All right. Okay. So I'm going to start with the one that fell out. I'm going to put this little tree kind of off to the side here. All right. When I peel this off, I just need to be careful because you can bend your cardstock. I mean, this is really thin. So I'm just careful when I get this started. I just lift it up with my Take a Pick tool. And then I use my Take a Pick tool to hold that sticky end in place. I can lift it up now. And I'm going to put it right alongside there. All right. Then I have this one. And I do like to start with the pointy end. I feel like I can lift it better. Okay, so just get under there between the two layers. Hold it down with your Take a Pick tool. The bonus about that is now you can lift it up easy too. So I'm going to put this. We're going to go a little lower. Don't worry about that. We're going to be covering that up in just a moment. So now this next one, I want to leave my stem on the inside. So when I peel this off, okay, I'm going to start with that top. And I'm just going to keep peeling so I can peel the whole piece at one time. And I am holding that branch in place with my Take a Pick tool. And then we'll come over here. And we'll make that one go a little higher. I'm going to overlap this one, make it go a little higher. All right. Before I put my last couple of trees and my little elf on, I do want to do my sentiment. So I've got my sentiment here, and I'm going to stamp this in our shaded spruce. And we're going to stamp your one of a kind. Now there's several other different ones you can use. If you want to use a different sentiment that's longer, like maybe you want to do Happy Winter, all you have to do is just use just a strip of white and then cut it down like you need it. All right. But this one, we're going to do your one of a kind. I just need to get my head here so I can stamp it straight. All right. This I'm going to take up on dimensionals here. Doot, doot. And I'm going to refresh my screen again, just so I can see if there's any new comments. I don't know why Facebook doesn't like to show the comments. Maybe because I'm logged in as myself. I mean, I'm logging in, looking at it the same way. All right, so I'm just looking at your Santa is the best comment. All right, so I'm going to match my label here to the edge. All right, so it kind of, it matches the white there. And I covered that little opening of that tag. All right, now let's bring in our, before we put our last two trees on, I'm going to bring in our little elves here to color. And this time I'm just using Granny Apple Green. And because the lights are off my room and I only have light above here, it's going to take me a minute to just see it. All right. Granny Apple Green. I got my light and my dark. And then I also need my black for his little shoes. And then, depending on what skin tone I want to use, I have the SU 200, I'm sorry, SU 300, and my SU 700 is what I want. That's 800. That's ivory. Okay, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, I left it out. All right. So I'm going to just start with, I'm going to start with my lightest color here. And we're just going to go ahead and color his little face, color around his little hair there, or her. I feel like this is a little boy. And I'm actually going around the black for the eyes. Because like I said, sometimes I have found that this pulls that ink a little bit when you're using such a light color. I found my petal pink and my yellow tend to do that. All right, and make sure we get both of his ears. All right. Oh, we'll need our Flirty Flamingo to give him some rosy little cheeks. All right. And let's color in our other little guy here. I'm going to take my SU 300 and I'm going to color in my hair. So I'm just going in like little wispy curls here. All right. Now this one, I am just going to color his whole face. I am using the brush tip. I know, kind of risky, but I'm just slowly going back and forth here. All right. Now, which Santa did I do over there? Okay. All right. I'll go back and forth a little bit more here. Get a little more evened out. All right. And I am going to come in with that really dark one again. And I'm going to just add it to the hairline here. His hair a little bit darker. There we go. All right. Okay. Next, I'm going to go with my Granny Apple Green. So we're going to start with our dark. And I'm just going over here. All right. And we'll do a little bit right around here. Yeah, I think we'll just do this over here. All right, let's get this side going too. And we'll go the opposite side of this one just because I'm coloring upside down. All right, we'll put a little it right there. Okay, okay. Now we've got our light coming in. And again, I'm pulling that dark into the white area here. So you can kind of see a little bit of shading in there. That and my Granny Apple Green here is almost done. So I have a really light shade of it. You could use Lemon Lime Twist. I just want his little outfit a little darker than this cardstock here. So, and I feel a Granny Apple Green and Lucky Limeade or Lemon Limeade or whatever, Lemon Lime Twist, whatever that color is, goes well with the shaded spruce. You can even make him shaded spruce, but to me that was a lot more Christmassy feel, and I really didn't want to do a Christmassy feel. All right, we've got his little arm over here. All right. And let's get his little boots. I am going to die cut him out because my original card I used a dark skin tone. So on this one I want to use a... Oh no, I didn't. Oh well, I'm going to color it on anyways. Well, you decide which color you want to do. Okay, so there's my little elves. Oh, I've got to color his little feet. Heaven forbid he doesn't have little boots on when it's cold out. You know, if you chose different colors, like maybe you decide blue, you know, to do blues, color them in blue. All right, so there's our two little elves. And through the magic of TV, I already have one done. So now all I have to do is take my next piece here. I'm going to grab this tree because this feels like it's already coming out. All right, so we'll grab that sliver. And we're going to put this right behind him, but we're going to have it standing pretty tall. Now, if you wanted to be coloring correctly, you could probably do this in a brown, but you know what? It's a card. I'm not going to worry about it. All right. I know that I want this here. This is going to go slightly under my tag. So let's put this one right here. I'm just trying to also kind of avoid some of those bumps. All right, so that's kind of really dictating where that's going to fall. All right, I got this one. It's kind of fun having that little bit of green peek through. All right, so now my little guy is going to go right here. And I don't know, I don't like the way he got colored. So I'm going to, just because I don't like it, I'm just going to go with this one. And I'm going to die cut that out real quick. I just don't like how I colored poorly, so. Let's get that lifted. And we'll run this through. But now I have lots of extra to play with. And like I said, I'll show you how I store my dies, my die cut pieces after I'm done here. Oh, danger, Will Robinson. I dropped it. Okay. Since I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the other ones too. That way I can put them in my little storage bin. And you can see how I do it. Okay. Just make sure you have your die going the right way. Again, I don't think I'm going to be sitting here in the dark like this again, because it's really hard for me to see what I'm doing. Well, it looks great for the video. It is not great for my eyesight. All right, and I need a little snowman. You can even die cut your snowman ahead of time and color them. They're really easy to do. But since I was running this through the die cut machine, I thought, oh, let's just do 3 of them at a time. It's all about me, you know, saving my storage here. Sorry, because I'm not going to save that whole big piece. Oh. Okay, maybe I'm going to have to because I just dropped my dies on the floor and it's dark. Okay, there it is. All right, I can do it. I can get it done. So this weekend, I am kicking off some flash classes. It will be available via email. So if you're not on my email list, get on my email list before Saturday morning. I am also sending out the tutorial, the actually recipe card for the card that we made on our hump day lunch break using the fluffy squirrel. That is going to go out Saturday morning as well. So again, if you want that, if you want to get information on my flash classes that I'm offering, you'll want to be on my email list. What is a flash class? A flash class really is one of those classes I've designed and wanted to do, and I just either didn't have a chance to do it because maybe inventory kept going out, or you know, whatever reason. I just ran out of time, didn't plan ahead. Oh, well, he didn't get cut out very well. Okay, we're just going to toss him. And sometimes they're a little bit smaller version than my class to go, which costs a little bit more. So, okay, I've just got all these extra pieces, right? So now I'm going to go in my little bin here. And I always have extra, because I do so many swaps with people, I always have these extra little clear envelopes. I would suggest getting clear envelopes because look at how easy this is to store all this extra stuff. I don't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to keep putting my stuff in there. So this is your extra little tip of the week. So this one I colored in blue. Throw that in there. Like I said, I always have extra little pieces. All right, so now I can just close that up. I can bring in my stamp case here, and I always store my stamps and everything else all in the same place, especially when it all fits together. If it's a really large die set, sometimes that doesn't work, but all right, so now I got my sentiment there, and I can bring in my dies. Let's put all the dies back away here. Get all of our little friends in place. I've got my Santa here. All right, now, is that all I need? I think that's all I need for this one. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. And I'll either put this right in here or I'll put it right on top. Then I can close this and I have all my extra pieces all together. That way when I go to store it, it's all in one place. All right, let's bring back in our card to finish it up. I forgot to color his little gloves. So we're going to do his little gloves here. Now I did tell you I was going to show you something a little extra on this one. So I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella because, you know, Wink of Stella is always so much fun to use. All right. And I'm going to squeeze, either squeeze your Wink of Stella on, you know, a block or a scrap sheet of paper. When you're going to use your block, though, just make sure you're going to clean it right away. All right. Don't let it sit. All right. So I've got my Wink of Stella here. And I am just going to put it on my hat. Pull that color through. As you can see, it's kind of getting lighter as I go. All right. Same down here. We're going to color his little sleeves in. Around the edges. I'll pull that color through. I'm going to start over here. Pull that color through. All right. So now I just got a little sparkle there on my green. I can take this and just go to a scrap piece of paper, kind of dab it off a little bit. And then I can come back in and either do the white or leave it that way. I kind of like it not, the white not done on this one, only because I feel like he pops out more. Let's go ahead and grab my card here that I did before. And we can actually just add Stella right here to the brow of the hat here, and then to that little, I don't know, the I was gonna call it a dingle ball. But you know, the little thingy right there. I don't know what it's called. Again, lost for words, lack of sleep. I just cracked myself up. I'm like, I completely lost like what it's called. Okay, where's my thesaurus, girl? What is that called, Beth? I need your help. Phone a friend. All right. So now it just adds a little extra sparkle. And who doesn't need an extra little sparkle once in a while, right? All right. I'm just going to put that aside. So let's take this, and we're going to pop this up with some dimensionals. This dries pretty quick, so not going to worry about it. And, okay. Well, I finished another dimensional sheet. Woohoo! This was 2 in one day that I finished. Earlier today, I finished another bunch of it. I was making a whole bunch of other cards. All right. Now I'm going to go through my little swap card bin here behind me, and I'm going to see if we have any other Festive Friends cards to share with you. There we go. And look how cute he is. Let's add a little bit of bling. This time, instead of using red, so this was Cherry Cobbler on the Poppy Parade, I'm going to use some of my white. So that way you can just see a difference. And when you have your supplies, if you have multiple colors, give them a whirl, you know. All right, so let's see. I'm going to put this large one right here. And with these, I'm really trying to kind of put my stars. You know what? We're going to go right over here with that one. And I'm trying to put my stars between all the little spaces, you know, in the embossing folder area. All right. So there we go. So here's with red stars, here's with the white stars. Totally up to you on what you want to use. This one does not have Wink of Stella. This one does, so you can see the difference. So let's bring in each of our 3 cards. Again, you will get a set of 6 cards with envelopes when you place a $30 order in my online store. That has to be after your Stampin' Rewards and everything. You can also order just the kit directly. I will have a PayPal link in the description here. Actually, there's going to be a link to purchase either way. That way it's just kind of straightforward. But if you'd like the kit sent to you and you don't want to have to buy something, maybe you're a demonstrator, I will send it to you. And it will come with a tutorial. The tutorials are always emailed to you. So in the order of the tutorial, it starts with our, I'm going to try to lift my camera up a little bit here. So maybe I can get a better, am I getting all 3 in now? I guess so. The tutorial goes with the snowman first, then it goes to the Santa Claus, and you can do whatever skin tone you want, and then our little elf. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now it's quiz time, pop quiz time. Which is your favorite card? 1, 2, or 3? Put it in the comments below. I'd really like to know. And this way I'm going to look for my little swap cards here while you're answering. Ooh, that has to go out. All right. Let's see. I've got some here. And I've got some here. All right. Let's see what we got. Okay. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay. Did you guys like put in 1, 2, or 3? Are you still with me? I've got to refresh my screen. I'll do that in just a moment. Listen, I'm just grabbing some extra cards. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you the Snowflake Kisses ones. some of those. So the Snowflake Kisses Stamp Set actually comes with dies too. So I'm going to share those with you in just a moment when I show you these cards. All right, so let's see. Any in this bin? I think these are all the cards that I made. Oh yeah, I'll have to show you that one. So the other week I posted a picture of my desktop and I said, what am I going to make with the scraps here? And those of you that responded, I sent you the picture, but I'm going to share the picture tonight. So let's see. Let me refresh my screen. See who all commented here. All right. Pom Pom. Okay, thank you. All right. Why am I not seeing? Okay. It was filtering instead of all comments. There we go. Okay. View more. Okay. 23213. So you did 213. So the elf was the last place one, huh? All right. Well, I think it's still stinking cute. I don't care what you say. I mean, I do care what you say, but I think it's stinking cute. All right. I'm going to move these out. Again, you can get the 6-card kit. Either just have me send the kit to you, or if you place a $30 order in my online store after your rewards, I am just going to send this to you as my thank you for ordering. All right, so here is the card that I talked about. What am I going to do with my scraps? So I happen to have the little llama head and a sweater and a little pine tree. So I went ahead and paired these guys together. This is using the die also from the Festive Friends here. This was a swap card I made. And I used Blueberry Bushel and Petunia Pop. I really do like making winter cards, again, in non-traditional winter colors. This was one that we did in a shoebox swap. I thought this was really adorable. It's a little fun fold. Okay, here's the same one I sent. Now, Snowflake Kisses. Okay, let's pull this out because I'm really excited about this one. I could not wait to get the stamp set because, like I said, I was really in love with the sentiments. And then when I got the dies, let me show you how awesome they are. So you get snowflakes. So this is a little corner, all right? So you can do this little, okay, I haven't used it yet. You can just do a corner of a card and tuck something underneath. I will be doing this as a class in December because we're past Christmas then. And we want to just have some, winter cards. So I will be doing a class with Snowflake Kisses and then. But this one does an entire background. All right, and I'm going to show you a couple cards with that background. And this cuts a center out of there just perfectly. All right. I actually have a card done that I used all of this in. So I wanted to do, again, non-traditional colors. So this is Flirty Flamingo and Pool Party. And I thought this was really cute. So when you open it, it's got a hidden little sentiment. All right. Let me show you the other swap cards I have here. So you guys got a little bonus tonight. And then I'm going to bed. All right. So here we go. Here, she used the plaid background, and this is from Marcia Gay. She combined it with some of the velvet. So I don't know, you can't really see it really well, but that's the velvet specialty paper and some gold foil. This piece is from our Elegant Evergreen. So if you're part of our craft along, you have a piece of this paper, so you could actually make this card. All right, here is another one. This is Bubble Bath, and this is from Michelle Hornbeck. These are people in my my uplines team, so we're part of the Rubber Queens. So this is some of their swaps. So yeah, she just cut this out of white, and just super easy peasy, made a beautiful card. Just looks gorgeous. And then this one is from, who is this one from? Nanette Verhagen. So this is a fun one. Let's pull it out and let's see what happens with this one. Oh yeah. So she did a fun fold with this one. How cool is that? I think this may have to be one of the cards in the class, because this is that corner. What she did is actually she took the white and die cut out those snowflakes from that corner. All right. And she used that little velvet again. Again, I think this card is going to be a winner, and it's going to be used in our December class. I'm going to change it up just a little bit, but you'll be able to see all that. All right. So thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you have an amazing weekend filled with fun and love and laughter. I hope whatever you're doing, you're spending it with people that love and appreciate you. And I do really appreciate all of you being here and spending your time with me. It makes my heart warm. So to think that you guys are doing that with me. So thank you so much for supporting me. I do so appreciate it. All right. So have a great weekend. And, oh, I need to clean that. We will talk to you all later. I'm just trying to get my things clean so I can go to bed. Take care. Good night.